Obi-Mania on social media suffocated them to death? Farouk Perogi mocks Tinubu'S fans. A few hours ago, a popular Nigerian journalist, Farouk Perogi, took to his social media page and mocked Bola Tinubu supporters, as he says. Has Obi-Mania on social media suffocated them to death? Farouk Perogi, who seems surprised with the way Peter Obi's supporters have dominated Tinubu's fans on social media, has expressed his concern, stating that he does not know what has happened to Tinubu's overactive social media fans, as he noted that Tinubu's fans used to dominate the social media space, stressing that they seem to have disappeared just when Tinubu needs them the most. According to Farouk Perogi, he said, "Seriously, what happened to Tinubu's previously overactive social media battering ram? They used to dominate the Nigerian social media space, but they seem to have disappeared just when Tinubu needs them the most. Has Obi-Mania on social media suffocated them to death? Or maybe it's because they have already exhausted their defensive arsenal." What is your take on this very issue? As the question is posed to us, I think why they've exhausted, as this man has described, their defensive arsenal is because there is no solid reason, in my opinion, that they would have as to why Tinubu is a better candidate than Peter Obi. Are you serious? For somebody listen, no primary school certificate, no secondary school certificate, his university degrees that he acquired without those two prior certificates were stolen because he went on self-exile in 1990 what? In the 1990s, whatever happened then. Fact is, there is no trace of any educational history because there is nothing to prove it. So it's like on a basic level of us even questioning if the man is literate or not literate, there is no proof to suggest any outcome. So what can you say? If you really, and I think that is why there are now certain arguments that are coming against Peter Obi supporters, saying that, they're just active online. It's online. They have just an online presence. It's just online. It has been repeated more than anything else. However, as this man said, when Tinubu supporters were literally overactive on the social media platforms, that argument was not given. So you would say, and you would see, that it doesn't really matter whoever gets the support. Whoever seems like they may be winning, it is threatening to the others who also want to win. I wouldn't say that I've been on social media to also know how much Tinubu supporters and Peter Obi supporters are doing in their own ways. However, in terms of what is taking the most popular vote and the most popular approach and literally just popularity in its simplest form, is Peter Obi. And, he's just gaining that. He's gaining that because the youth have chosen that that's who they want to support. And for the fact that, all of a sudden there's a mass registration of PVCs, it says a lot. The influence is strong. And influence in this game is all that you need to win. It's literally it. It's not even the voters. It's not even the person's merit. I mean, from the history of Nigerian elections, it's not been that. It's the influence. And with the influence comes the money. And the money comes the barrier of votes. That comes rigging. That comes, forced and purchased support. So again, all about influence. If anything, Peter Obi supporters have to still show that they're with him to the end. And I think they are, to be honest, because if we look at the options, we've already had two. And in Nigeria's quest for change, in which our first attempt with Buhari was absolutely shambolic, we are still going for change. And we are not going to go for who has been there before or any trace or resemblance to the past. I think Nigerians are trying to run, as in sprint, from that reality or from that outcome. So yeah. A comment here, the first comment or opinion states, "Well, it is good they rule on social media, but Igbo to rule this country, that can only happen on social media, not this present generation. That's just the bitter truth. If they like, they can continue to rant social media till the kingdom come." You really think so? I mean, a very, very key thing we should take into consideration is that IPOB has been very quiet. IPOB has been very quiet. I mean, come on. Listen, with Igbos being seen as those who cannot cooperate, or you can say the Biafra movement or the Igbo person or Igbo man presidency, Igbo presidency, for lack of a better word, Igbo presidency being a key theme, IPOB has been very quiet, and you don't find it suspicious? Of course it is not suspicious, because at the end of the day, if things are working in the country, looking for solutions would not be an option. Like, because of how things are so bad, and because of how cumbersome Nigeria's problems are, it's a thing where it's like, you know what? We might as well just go our separate ways because of how dire the situation is. But now there seems to be faith whereby this man who now happens to be Igbo is getting a lot of support. So again, it's a thing where if Biafra really still wanted to be Biafra, they would still be pushing and fighting against Peter Obi, but they are very intelligent. Why would they do that? If anything, this is the time where they need to prove that they are more united than ever. It's as simple as that. And I think it's beautiful because the chance of an Igbo presidency actually coming to reality is not under the platform of APC or PDP, because then that would be suspicious 100%. So, yeah. So I think for this person's comment, the argument to put is, excuse me, why has IPOB been very quiet? I mean, it's very like somebody's been silent. Another comment states, light shines and darkness comprehends it not. If you get it, you get it. They cannot impose an illiterate and executive tout on Nigerians. There is nothing you can do about the truth. Literally, there's literally a saying in the Bible that says, you cannot do anything against the truth but for the truth. So no matter how much you try, in your bid to avoid the truth, you even prove the truth even more. All the people contesting for presidency are not from the southeast. That are not from the southeast are not fair, and they are the problem of this country. Most of you quickly denied on the unwritten zoning formula that is meant for equity and fairness. Some of you now claim power is taken, not given. But I ask, was power not given to the Southwest in 1999? Did Igbos not vote for Obasanjo massively? When it was time for sympathy vote for Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, were Igbos not there? I cannot talk about the North, the most illiterate of all the zones, yet they have held on power forever. Little wonder we are where we are presently. Some of you claim Igbo man can never be president, and I ask you, what have those you entrusted in power done apart from insecurity, bad roads, and no light? I ask again, which tribe is more than the Igbos? Is there any corner that you don't see Igbos and their properties? Is there any history of Igbos killing people to take their land? My only concern is that if Peter Obi wins, he will put Nigeria on the right path so that your fathers will have something to steal again. Sorry I sound this way, but you can't keep discriminating against the Igbos and keep moving backwards. Your choice. Okay, I think it's very much well written. Given this, I mean, again, to be honest, things are just complicated because of how diverse the country is, and taking diversity that has to do with where we're from, our regions, the languages that we speak, our values, we then put religion into play as well, and we put our history as a factor as well.